5 life-changing habits in just 1 week. I'm about to dive deep into 5 habits that completely transformed my life in just 1 week. Yes, you heard that right. 1 week. I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but trust me, these aren't just the usual tips you hear everywhere. These are real, raw, and honest habits that I personally integrate into my daily routine. I went through the struggles, the breakthroughs, and the triumphs, and the transformation I experienced was nothing short of amazing. I can't wait to share these with you because they had such a profound impact on my life, and I believe they can do the same for you. Whether you're looking to boost productivity, improve mental health, or simply make a positive change in your everyday life, these habits can help you get there. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive right in. You'll want to stick around until the end because these habits are not just theoretical, they are practical, actionable steps that you can start implementing today. Plus, I'll be sharing personal stories and insight from my own journey to give you an honest look at how these habits work for me. First habit, waking up early. The first habit that changed my life was waking up early. I was never a morning person. The snooze button was my best friend. Mornings were always chaotic, and I often felt like I was starting my day on the wrong foot. But I decided to give waking up early a shot, and let me tell you, it was a game changer. I set my alarm for 5 a.m., and the first few days were brutal. I felt groggy, and I questioned if it was worth it. But by the third day, something incredible happened. I began to appreciate the quiet and stillness of the early morning hours. I started my day with some light exercise, meditation, and goal setting. These few moments of mindfulness completely shifted my mindset. Another surprising benefit, I no longer felt rushed. I had time to enjoy breakfast, sip my coffee slowly, and plan out my day. One of my most cherished moments was watching the sunrise from my balcony. It was a simple, yet profound moment of gratitude. If you want to try this, start small. Wake up just 15 minutes earlier than usual and gradually increase it. It's not just about having more hours in the day. It's about using those hours to set a positive tone for everything that follows. Second habit, daily exercise. I wasn't always an active person. I found every excuse to skip workouts. I'm too tired. I don't have time, or I'll start tomorrow. Sound familiar? But one day, I committed to moving my body every single day for just a week, and the results were incredible. I started with just 20 minutes a day, a mix of jogging, yoga, and strength training. The first few days were tough, but by day 4, I woke up feeling more energized. My mood improved, I felt stronger, and I actually started looking forward to my workouts. One morning, I went for a jog and felt an overwhelming sense of freedom and clarity. It was just me, the open road, and my thoughts. Exercise became less about burning calories and more about taking care of myself, a form of self-care rather than a chore. If you're struggling to get started, start small. Choose something you enjoy, whether it's dancing, hiking, or even just a brisk walk. Trust me, the benefits go beyond just physical fitness. It's a mental reset, too. Third habit, journaling. I used to think journaling was for people with too much free time. But after 1 week of consistent journaling, I realized how powerful it could be. I started simple, just 10 minutes every night. At first, I wasn't sure what to write, but I began by noting how my day went, what made me happy, and what I struggled with. Over time, I started uncovering patterns in my thoughts and behaviors. One night, after a particularly stressful day, I wrote about my frustrations. Seeing my emotions on paper helped me process them in a way I never had before. I also started a gratitude section, where I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for each day. This small shift made me focus more on what I had rather than what I lacked. If you've never tried journaling, I highly encourage it. Don't worry about writing perfectly. Just write. You might be surprised at how much clarity and peace it brings. Fourth habit, mindful eating. Like many people, I used to eat on the go, barely paying attention to my food. But I decided to practice mindful eating for a week, and it was a total game changer. I set the scene for my meals. No distractions, no screens, just me and my food. I started with deep breaths before eating, paying attention to flavors and textures. It felt strange at first, but I quickly realized how much more I enjoyed my meals. I became more aware of how food made me feel. I naturally started choosing healthier options without feeling restricted. I also noticed when I was eating out of boredom rather than hunger. One night, instead of mindlessly snacking, I made a cup of tea instead. It was a small but powerful shift. If you want to try mindful eating, start with just one meal a day. Slow down, savor each bite, and pay attention to your body's hunger cues. Fifth habit, limiting screen time. This one was tough. Like most people, I was glued to my phone, constantly scrolling, binge-watching, and checking emails. But I set a goal to limit my non-work-related screen time to just 1 hour a day, and the results were astounding. Suddenly, I had more time for things I loved. I picked up a book, started doodling, and even tried new recipes. One evening, instead of watching TV, I went for a walk in the park. The fresh air and simple act of movement felt more rejuvenating than hours in front of a screen. My sleep improved, too. I stopped bringing my phone to bed, and instead, I read or reflected on my day. The result? Deeper, more restful sleep. I also felt less anxious and more present. Without the constant digital noise, I was more engaged in conversations and aware of my surroundings. If you feel overwhelmed by screen time, start small. Cut back by an hour a day and use that time for something meaningful. These 5 habits changed my life in just 1 week, and they can change yours too. Start small, pick one habit, and see how it feels. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Which habit are you thinking of trying first? I'd love to hear about your experience. And if you found this helpful, share it with a friend who might benefit from these simple yet powerful habits. Remember, small changes lead to big results. Let's keep growing, evolving, and making our daily routines more meaningful. See you in the next video. Stay awesome, everyone.